to say these words. You never taught them to me. That's a lie. Okay, repeat, please. Epistula, epistulae.
Epistula, epistulae.
One more time. Epistula, epistulae.
Epistula, epistulae.
Okay, that is a letter. Not like a letter in the alphabet, but a letter that you would write to your friend, right? So you've heard of the epistles?
No.
The epistles, right? Not the apostles, that's different. The epistles. Spelled like that. Okay, what are those?
I don't know.
They're just letters. It's a fancy way of saying letters. It's like, yeah. Okay, let's keep going. Nuntius nuntii.
Nuntius nuntii.
Nuntius nuntii.
Nuntius nuntii.
Okay, that is a messenger. If you announce something, what are you doing?
You're announcing.
Spreading the message.
You're spreading a message. Let's think about this, right? Did we talk about assimilation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got the preposition ad, which means to or toward, plus the verb, which it's a noun here, but it's a similar form, ad nuntio, right? But you don't, it sounds funky. So it just, that D is going to assimilate and become an N, and that is how you get announce. Because that just sounds better and it tastes better. Okay, that is assimilation. Cool, English. All right, let's keep going. Princeps principis. Let's try that again. That was lame. Princeps principis.
Princeps principis.
Okay, what does it look like?
Principal.
Principal or just a prince, right? And who? Would you like? Does anyone know anything about Roman government? Like, is the emperor more like an emperor, or is he kind of just like?
A Nero.
Wait, say that again. Yeah, he's kind of like a dictator, right? So he's kind of at the top of everything, similarly to the way that the prince is.
Where's the shogun?
No, he is not an emperor. He is actually just, this is Cicero, his name's on the door, and you're also Cicero. He was an orator, he was a politician, he was a statesman, he was a poet, and he was a real pain in the butt. And that's what got him killed. He talked too much.
Why was he a pain in the butt again?
Well, so he talked way too much, and at one point in time he supported Pompey, which was a big mistake. He went against Caesar, and Caesar eventually overcomes Pompey, and Caesar becomes like the guy.
Yeah.
And so he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, but nope, you're dead. Sorry, you supported the wrong guy."
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, you supported the wrong guy.
He's a wrong
Loser.
opinion.
Yeah. He had I believe he had his tongue cut off and his hands cut off, and his head was like hung, like his head and his hands were hung in the forum.
Elbows
Just to demonstrate, it's like this is what happens if you go against.
Elbows.
That's not the same thing at all.
That's why Caesar's a real G. He died.
Like don't.
Fortunately,
There, so we will come across a sententia just like that. Like history is written by the victors. Similar idea. Yeah. But what's interesting though, is that he was a very prolific writer, meaning he wrote a lot of stuff. And a lot of the stuff that we have a lot of things from him.
he speaks way too much.
So even though he kind of lost somewhat, he still informs a decent bit of history, because when he's existing, this is a big year in Roman history, 63 BC. That is the year of the Catilinarian conspiracy. Okay, there's a lot of political upheaval, a lot of conspiracies, a lot of governmental issues, and different factions going against each other, and he's in the middle of it, and he writes about it. Right, but that's a big point in history. We're at the turning point, almost, when you go from republic to empire. Right? Do you guys remember how to remember the order of Roman history?
Kingdom, Republic,
Okay. Mr. E. Mr. E will always help you. Monarchy, republic, empire.
Yeah, because then they overthrew the monarch, and then they turned into a republic, and then they said,
They
well,
eventually got them into another monarch.
Well, and then Caesar comes to power, and Caesar kind of does his thing, and then Augustus comes to power, and Augustus is like, hey, I'm really cool, so I'm going to be the emperor. Peace.
wasn't Augustus like one of the longest serving
Who
Roman
named
emperors?
himself after Caesar?
Augustus.
I'm sorry, remind me, but which phase is Nero in?
Which phase? The Julio-Claudian. So he is in the very early stages of the empire.
Oh,
Yeah.
Miss Liv,
Hmm?
he did.
who's the longest serving Roman emperor?
Ooh.
Was it Augustus or?
My gut says Augustus, but I'm not
Because
entirely
he
sure.
served for like 30 years.
Yeah, and eventually, like, you get to a point where,
Yeah, over 30.
like, when there's a lot of military problems going on in Rome and Rome is super unstable, eventually it comes to be that, like, you could only serve as your emperorship for, like, a couple days and then you'd be murdered or, like, assassinated or whatever. And it was not a good time. So it was kind of hard to track. But at the beginning, it was pretty, they call it, like, the Pax Romana, the Roman peace, right? And they use that to refer to the time when Augustus ruled. It was like the golden age. Whatever. Do with that what you will. Huh? What was the name?
Wait, also, what do you mean by conspiracies?
Like
Okay.
scandals.
Well, yeah, scandal. So there's a lot of stuff going on, but one of the big things. Catiline. Okay, this guy, Catiline, he got a bunch of the nobles together, and he's like, hey, guys, come here. Let's overthrow the government. This is going to be hilarious and such a good idea. But Cicero, who eventually becomes known as the father of the fatherland, right? The father of the, like, he protected what was good about Rome. He went and he, in front of the Senate, exposed Catiline and the conspiracy and said, these guys are conspiring. Here's my evidence. This is the proof. We need to take care of this. So Catiline and his men were either brutally killed, ran away and then brutally killed, or locked up in prison and killed. And therefore the Roman Republic kind of continued.
Wait, what part did Cicero play in that then?
The what?
What part did Cicero play in that then?
So Cicero discovered the Catilinarian conspiracy. He's like,
He was a
he like,
snitch.
he probably heard them saying something. He's like, oh, I know they're conspiring to
They're
overthrow the government. He's like, oh,
Spartans!
government guys.
Did they reward him?
At first, yes.
But then later he got his tongue cut out.
Yeah, but later he had his tongue cut out. Mhm.
Miss Slade, did any of Cataline's men survive?
I don't know. I'm not sure. All that we know about it are secondhand accounts.
Oh, so even if they don't die, the Romans, the winners will say that they died because they don't want their reputation to be damaged. or whatever.
Probably, yeah.
Wait, Cicero was executed like when he got his tongue cut out, right?
Cicero, what?
Was he like forced to live with his tongue cut out, or did he just die?
Oh, no.
He died. He got his
They
head
killed him
cut off.
first and then they cut his tongue
Oh,
and
so
head
they
and
turned him
hands.
into an art piece.
Yeah, they turned him into an art installation on the rostra.
They turned him into a scarecrow.
Ew. Yeah, it's pretty brutal. It's like some Game of Thrones nonsense.
What is scarecrow?
Modern art
Oh
forget
my god.
Okay. So anyway, that was a huge digression, but let's keep going. Repeat, please. Senator, senatoris. Senator, senatoris. Okay, now, in Latin, the word for old man is senex. Senex. Can everyone say senex?
Senex.
Okay, in English, we have the word senile. What does that mean?
Old
and crazy.
Old and kind of like losing it, yeah.
Senior.
It comes from senex, but do you think that the word for like the senator is related to senex?
Yeah.
Right, because who made up the Senate?
Usually older men.
Usually older men.
Older, wealthy, rich men.
Senior men, yeah. Senior, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah, good connection. Okay, next, urbs urbis.
Orbs, orbis.
Again, urbs urbis.
Urban derived from
Urban.
Urban, right? If you are urban, you are city-like. Okay, let's talk about this. We live in suburbia. Right, let's break that up. Sub, under, and urbs.
So under.
Yeah, so you're kind of like under the city. You're not exactly rural, like farm-like, and you're not exactly urban. You're like that in between.
suburbs.
Suburbs.
Are we living in suburbs or?
Yes.
We are the
We're in
suburbs.
suburbs.
Okay, ooh, here's a good word for you. If someone is urbane, technically that's a good thing, right? If you're urbane, it comes from the word for city.
Technically?
Technically, yes. It means that like the cities are where all the aristocrats hang out, so therefore you are polite, you are polished, you're refined, which is different from being rustic, right? From the outskirts in the farm where you're just like super rough and you're like, yeah, I hang out with the cows and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, so it's interesting how words kind of change. I don't know if city people would be polished and refined in my eyes, but who knows? Maybe not anymore. Right, but
City people today are just, ugh.
But that just goes to show you how words develop over time.
City people
And how they
back up
change.
are like, oh, give me a cup of tea.
Okay, next. Meos mea meum. Let's try that again. Meos mea meum. Right, it legit looks like my, so like, you know, that kind of,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. All right, next. Occupatus, occupata, occupatum. All right, so the next time.
Occupy.
It does look like occupation, right?
Looks like occupied.
To help you remember this one, if you go to like the bathroom and and someone says, oh, it's occupied, it means it's busy. Someone's busy in there. You should not be going in there.
Tim after eating Taco Bell.
No. Okay, let's keep going. Guys. Revoco, revocare, revocavi, revocatus. Okay, one more time. Revoco, revocare, revocavi, revocatus. Okay, now, can we break, is this a compound?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's break that up. What's my prefix? Re, meaning again, and woco just means to call. So when you re-woco, what are you doing? You're calling them back. Calling them again. Okay, next. Saluto, salutare, salutavi, salutatus. Okay, that's just a great, right? Like when I say salve, it's kind of related. When you salute, or salutation, exactly. Okay, next. Specto, spectare, spectavi, spectatus. Okay, what are spectacles?
Glasses.
Yeah, but what do you do through them?
Look.
You look. A spectator. Okay, if you add a word in OR, it's someone who does that thing. One who spectates, watches, or looks at.
We don't have second conjugation.
Looking at things.
Not for this chapter.
Second conjugation like arid.
With the strong E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking at things through
Okay.
your monocle.
Let's keep going. Consulo, consulere, consului, consultus.
Yeah, it just kind of looks like it in the first place.
Yeah, but just be careful with that though. In this particular instance, it's okay to translate it as something that looks very similar, but there is something called a false cognate. A false cognate, where it looks like an English word, but it totes magotes is not from that Latin word. It's a totally different word.
Is it like legal and legitimate?
Yeah, like that example, exactly. Legal. What was it? It was like.
Legal is read.
Lego is read.
Yeah, Lego
We're
is
talking
read
about
and
lecture.
legitimate is like has law. It's different. Yeah, exactly. Oh, good memory. Okay, next. Duco, ducere, duxi, ductus. One more time. Duco, ducere, duxi, ductus. Okay, it means to lead, take, or bring. Okay, let's think of some. Let's do this. Okay, let's break this up. Aqueduct. What does an aqueduct actually do?
It pours water.
It leads water. Yeah. Boom.
Duct tape.
Okay. Duct tape. I think that's different. Okay, next. Trado, tradere, tradidi, traditus. Okay, to hand over. What about the word tradition? What do you do with tradition? Hand it down. Okay, so that's how you can remember that one.
Great.
Okay, next. Venio, venire, veni, venturus. All right, nope. We're gonna change that, y'all. On your list, it's ventus. It's ventus.
Why? What happened?
This textbook likes to give a different form, and I'm not here for it.
Wait, is there still a micro?
No, there isn't. Okay, same thing with this. It's not rediturus. You're gonna write reditus. And same thing with this. It is eo ire iwi itus. All right, so change those three. Change those three, please. Okay, now, venir, venire. Sometimes it means to come, sometimes it means to arrive. Let's take a look at this word. Okay, around Christmas time, it's the season of Advent.
Advent calendar.
Advent, right? So if we break that up, ad means to or toward, and venio, venire is to come. We are waiting for the coming of.
Christ.
Thank you.
Oh.
Ah, right, because Christmas is his birthday. You know, like so he's gonna show up. Christmas. Okay, next. Redeo redire, ready. I don't like that.
I mean,
Well, okay, let's do it this way. We're not gonna say this one. We'll say this one, but just so you guys know, this is a potential form. Okay. So redeo redire, redivi reditus. Okay, now, this is partially assimilation. Okay, redeo redere means to return or go back. And we've seen this before, eo ire iwi itus, meaning to go. So, they wouldn't say, like, re means again. It wouldn't be re eo, that doesn't sound good. So this, they've got to just add a consonant, and that's how you get redeo.
I thought it would be real.
Yeah, it wouldn't be like re-eo. That's too weird. There's like, you need a,
sounds British.
yeah. Okay.
Red-eo.
Oh, is like IHR?
No, IR.
Oh, it's just IR? That makes sense. Okay, these are kind of important, but you can figure it out. I'm not really going to worry about that.
Yes.
Okay, EAS and EOS.
Well, if there's one like, there's one man in a group of women, does it turn to Eos?
Yes,
Oh.
yeah. Like if there's 1 trillion women and then one guy walks in, it's masculine.
So it becomes Eos.
It becomes, yeah, and you would say EOS, yep. Yep.
Let's go.
Wait, they are partially racist.
Okay.
Par.
Now, odd. Have you guys seen that before? Odd?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So it means to or toward, right? Just like what we talked about, Advent.
What is
In-
ACC?
We're going to learn that this week. You're going to learn that on Thursday. You're going to learn that. Yeah, it's accusative, but we'll talk about what that means later. Okay, let's just get through the words and phrases. Inquit. Okay, he or she says. It's just that form comes out a lot. Okay, next. Laborantes. Laborantes. Okay, that is a present active participle. Those of you who are grammarians in here, if you're interested, that's what that technically is. Okay, next. Quos. Okay, meaning whom. Okay, next. Salve. You guys should know this one already. It's what's up. Okay, next. Eheu. All right, alas. Nobody says alas anymore, but maybe we should. Okay, next.
Like a
It's like an
exclamation.
It's an interjection.
Like, oh!
Yeah, it's like, oh my. Ah.
The T.
No one's saying that anymore.
Next. Eugepai. Eugepai. Hooray.
He looks like Eugene.
It does look like Eugene. Okay, and Roman just means to roam. Okay. So your homework